another video on the Radpherd. This time it's all about the motor. So, as you know, we've seen the engine and it's all nice and pretty. But now I've gotten the front assembly done for mounting the alternator and the air conditioning compressor, and I figured out how to drive the two water pumps without using the bracket that's up on the top. So as you can see, I have an idler that I just found on eBay, not on eBay, on Amazon, and it was nice, small, and compact, so it worked out very well. I also then built brackets that mount the air conditioning unit so that it is in a fixed position. It can't move in any direction. Then I mounted the alternator so that it can actually pivot. With this tie rod, I can adjust the tension on the belt. Now the next thing is the manifold. This thing is quite a challenge. Now you're looking at a manifold that originally goes on it. That's just there to cover the other piece of the manifold that actually is going to be part of the finished product. As you can see, the ports now come out very close to each other, and that first came about by taking and boring a hole from the bottom, which matches up exactly with the ports in the engine, and then of course they come out up here. After I got the whole board, it was undersized, which I knew that was going to happen, and so then I bored them out to full dimensions with, I was hoping to be able to show it. But anyway, I used a piece of 1 1/8" diameter plate and held it with a magnet and then slid it down through the hole. And once that 1 1/8" plate would clear all the way through, I knew that I had the right diameter. Now, this is not complete. It has a lot of extra material that doesn't need to be there. If you look at the original manifold, you see how it's all machined in and around, well, not machined, but cast in and around the components that are necessary. Well, that's sort of what I need to do. So, like up front here, this will lean back at about a 50-degree angle. But I'm going to have to do this machining, if you will, all by hand. It's going to actually have a molded look once I complete it. Right now I'm in search of the cutters I need to put on my 4.5-inch grinder. This is not exactly the safest operation, but it is practiced, so you know that's the way it's going to work. Now, what goes on top is this assembly, which will allow me to bolt these carburetors up to the manifold. Let me get this a little better, maybe get me out of the way more. There you go. I can get down lower. I'm doing this obviously on the fly, so anyway, then there's also a piece that goes in between the two manifolds, or in between the two risers, we'll call them plenilum chambers. That's probably the most accurate. And that'll help balance out the flow of the pulses that are created by the air going through the manifold. Now here are some of the pieces already cut. Let's see if we can get them here. So this will go up there like that. And so you can get an idea of what we're shooting for as far as the look. This, of course, this will be on the outside, and this will be on the edge. So it'll be right in about here. So that's where we're at. This part of it has been going slow, but that's part of it's because there's no hurry for it. At this time, though, I believe I'm going to take the motor and move it back up with the chassis. There are things that I can do up there that I'll ensure that I have the proper clearances for the engine, and we'll move on from there. So that's about it for this video. Just remember, I'm not childish. I'm at a higher level of immaturity. See ya.